Hello there and welcome back to the channel. This is Mel's Gaming here with another The Hunter Call of the Wild video. Now in today's video it's going to be basically a two-part video, but the first half is going to be clips that I actually got today in multiplayer. I decided I wanted to try and get as many clips in one day from multiplayer as possible and put them all together. So this first half is going to be that. The second half will be some trophies from the Whitetail grind that is continuously ongoing for me at the moment, so I'll talk about that then. So this is the first half. That right there is a legendary grey wolf in multiplayer. This was the first cool find, and yeah, legendary grey wolves and me have a bit of a history. So I've talked about it before, but I'll reiterate it again. The first level 9 wolf that I ever saw was back when we had the old scoring system of 0 to 1,000, and quick kill was a thing, and consecutive harvest was a thing. I didn't really know what I was doing, and I messed it up. Shot a little bit far back as it was walking. I think it still got liver and perhaps one lung, but it didn't get full quick kill. And yeah, back in the days when if you didn't get full quick kill, you could quite often lose a diamond that was a small diamond. That's what happened. And every grey wolf since then, I have been really, really careful about making a really good shot, and it has trolled me. I have had I've not even had that many trolls, to be honest. I've seen maybe 3 legendaries since then, and they have all been trolls. So I constantly come to Yukon on multiplayer to come to this dead forest and look for wolves to look for a legendary. And when I spotted this legendary, my heart started going because I was like, please, could this finally be the thing that I need? I've had every rare for Grey Wolves between my Xbox and PC account. I have had albino, I've had melanistic, I've had decent size egg whites, I've had decent size red browns. I would like a red brown diamond or an egg white diamond. I've actually shot a mythical egg white that was really, really close to actually making it, so that was kind of heartbreaking. However, legendaries are the one thing that I want more than anything. I want a diamond so bad. Like I've even had diamond Iberian wolves on Xbox. I couldn't get away from diamond Iberian wolves, but on PC, this is the first legendary wolf of any species that I've seen, and I come on Yukon regularly to go and look for these things, and just watching this back and seeing the 9 legendary, I was just like so excited. Every time I'll pick up a max weight track, I'll follow it, and it's a mythical. It's kind of a running joke that me and Grey Wolves just don't get on. Like they're never, ever. They're never legendary. And then this one, I just spotted it. I was actually tracking another pack, and I tracked a max weight track, and it was a mythical. And then I looked across, and there was this legendary. So that was a very nice surprise. And it was snowing. It's just so beautiful on Yukon when it snows. But this wolf just didn't want to play ball because there's that really can you see there's a dip there? And I was trying to work my way around it in order to get a good shot because I am not risking ever messing up a legendary grey wolf. Ideally, in an ideal world, he would have come and attacked me. That's what I want. Like, close range, iron sights, I can knock anything down. I'm really confident with the M1 iron sights. I really, really enjoy using them, and I would never hesitate to take a Diamond Grey Wolf with the M1 iron sights. But I just really wanted a broadside shot, but he wasn't going to offer it to me, and it's multiplayer, so I took that front-on shot, and he started to die. Now, I was very, very cautious about taking that front-on shot for one reason, and that is during my whitetail grind, I have been shooting a lot of bucks in the chest with the M1, and the shot has been going above the heart and in between both lungs, and just getting flesh. And honestly, I have done that like 3 times now, and every time I'm like, why was that not a good shot? It didn't feel off to the side, or high or low. What happened? And then I look and I'm just like, really? I couldn't do that if I tried, but I've done it 3 times now, which is just the way things go with anything like this. But I was running over to this wolf. Excuse me for ignoring the person in chat there. I normally do reply, but I just go in for this wolf. And you'll see why, actually after, because, if you don't get to things quick enough for multiplayer, sometimes things can go wrong. And, yeah, you'll see that later. but I just wanted to pick him up, and I got that vital organ hit, and as soon as I picked him up and I saw he was a gold, I was like, really? Again? 38.9 game when 39 is diamond? Really, game? Really? You're gonna do this to me? Why? Every single legendary is a troll for me. It's just like, I just can't with Grey Wolves. Eventually I'll get one, I hope. So on a Silver Ridge Peak server, again, these are all from earlier today. These all happened within the space of a few hours. I saw this level 5 pronghorn, and I was actually, I think, server host at this time, but I didn't want to go back and change the time and lose sight of him, so I just decided to fire a 22 bullet over there, make him go alert, and then head over there and try and get a shot on him. Now, level 5 pronghorn are something that I find quite regularly. Diamond pronghorn for me are not rare. I've had level 4 diamonds a couple of times. I think this was my third diamond potential pronghorn on PC. And I could never resist a diamond, though. It's like, it doesn't matter how many I shoot, I always want to try and get another one because they've all got these different horn shapes, different styles, and different sizes. And this guy's actually turned out to be really big. He's bigger than any pronghorn I think I've ever shot, but at the time I didn't really think about that. I was just more focusing on getting him on the ground because he went nervous, but right on the edge of that brush. And something that I've noticed that animals have started to do since of the what's been called the new nervous state, where sometimes they don't return to zones where they were going from, is they'll do this like picking their feet up and just walking in a straight line while nervous. So I wanted to try and alert him. Again, using the 22 to try and get a shot. And also, please forgive me for having the grunt caller still there. You can see I've literally come from my Whitetail grind into multiplayer. So I managed to get him to stop there with a 22 shot. However, he was in such thick brush, I just couldn't spot him. And I never really like taking blind shots on animals at all, but especially not on a high level like this. And I knew he was pretty big, and I just didn't want to risk messing it up. So I decided I'd try and sort of move around a little bit and see if I could just get a better angle where I could actually see into that brush. And yeah, you can just make him out moving there. And I got the spotting outline for a second, and I was keeping an eye on what the others were doing, because they had obviously spooked now as well. And then he started to trot. I was going to take that shot, honestly. And then he started to trot. And then I did something that I never normally do, which is actually use the whistle function to actually make him go alert. Now, you actually saw him go from alert to alarmed, and that's why I never use the whistle function, is it does tend to spook things. So for the pheasants, for example, on the New Mexico map, we will be using the whistle to spook them up into the air to shoot. So it's something that I really, really don't like using, is using the whistle. I prefer to use the 22. But because of the way that my inventory was laid out, with my, having the grunt caller there, and then getting to the 22, I was afraid that if I went to go to the 22, by the time I did that he would already be gone. So that was actually the first time I've used the whistle function on any big animal. And he actually managed to turn around and start coming back. I don't know where he wanted to go, but he was walking, and I trust the M1 so much that if he would just keep going, I would, line up on him and take a walking shot. I wasn't too worried about doing that with the M1. The M1 is such a powerful gun for something like a pronghorn that it just knocks it straight over. So I jumped there just to make him go alert, and I thought, I'll just take that front-on shot before he goes anywhere else. And you can see that was a vital hit, and he did not go anywhere. Like I said, I have a lot of trust in the M1. The M1 is the thing I killed my Great One with. I trust the gun so much. I kind of used to be like that with the Mosin, and the only reason I'm not using the Mosin at the minute is because ever since it became broken and it started shooting off to the side, I just have been using the 243 instead, and I think from what I've heard that the Mosin is fixed. You can probably, if you know about that, please confirm or deny it in the comments. But I just keep using the 243, and it's because I lost some trust in it after losing a diamond to it. But the M1 has always served me well. And you can see that this was quite a big pronghorn. Diamond at 98, and he's a 101.20. 93 kgs on the dot. So quite a nice big pronghorn. And actually, like I said, he's my biggest on PC. So I was really, really happy to add him to the lodge. And a really nice looking pronghorn buck with those very symmetrical horns and quite a nice bit of mass to them as well. I really, really like the way he looks. Now, on a Parque Fernando server, I was actually looking at that mythical red deer because he was thick. He was a big red deer. And I was just kind of thinking how much I wish that that was a rare or that that rack was max level when I just spotted by pure chance this level 5 mule deer. I actually had to sneak all the way around the lake to get to him, and you can see there was a doe. It was just in such an awkward place, and I was trying to spot him through the brush, and I could just make out his antlers there moving as he was drinking, and I knew that I wanted to try and actually get him to move a little bit so that I could actually get a spotting outline on him to shoot him, just because I like to have the spotting outline. And I couldn't remember if the grunt caller worked for them. I know it worked for at least one other species other than whitetail for the deer. And then I was like, oh yeah, and Seeker. So I was like, why does this one not work for mule deer? Why did could I not have something just to draw him? Because I didn't want to use a 22 trick because this is far too close. You fire a 22 near a max level animal at this range, they're just going to spook. So you saw me get up and move around there. That was just to get him to become alert and then attentive, just so I could get that spotting outline on him. Now, when I saw that rack, I was like, not again. Why this rack? Because I love this rack, but I know it's a troll. I know that this rack trolls me every time. I've had, this is, the second one I've ever seen, and I just knew it was going to be a troll. I've seen it troll a lot of other people, I've had it troll me, and the problem is I really like the rack. I think it's a really cool looking rack. I like a lot of the mule deer racks, actually, in fact, all of them, for pretty much every size. There's only one rack that I think looks a little bit odd that I'm not so keen on. I even like the firework rack, as it's called, which is actually a glitched rack, but I kind of like it, because probably because my first ever Diamond True Racks mule deer had that. But I was like, was that the one I spotted? And that's why I looked around there. But that rack looks just so good. It's so big, and the tines, the stickers on the back, just look so good. But he was a troll, only 300 when they need to be 314. And I guess this rack can make it, but just trolls me every time. So again, another Silver Ridge Peak server, and I was looking around for mule deer, anything interesting for pronghorn, and you can see them spawning over there just as I was getting into their render. Scanning around the lake really quick, I saw a bison, and oh! That's a level 5 bison. Now, level 5 bison aren't particularly easy to come across. This is my second one on... no, actually my third, I think, on PC. Yeah, my third. However, my second one was a troll. Now, they do troll a lot, and like I said, they're really not that easy to find. So I'm always really keen to take down a big bison. I think they look cool. I like the bison in this game. Both the European and the Plains bison I think are really, really cool. So I'm always happy to take diamonds of them. I still need a diamond European bison. I keep joining Hirschfelden servers, which is good and bad. Hirsch doesn't have a lot of animals on it compared to a lot of other maps. It's a lot harder to hunt, especially in multiplayer. If you don't have control of the time, it can get a bit difficult. But then I did get that melanistic bull European bison, so I can't complain too much about Hirsch multiplayers. But yeah, this big giant was just walking quite calmly around the edge of the lake. The only reason I shot the 22 over here was because I didn't know where he was going. I literally just hadn't paid attention to the time, had no idea where he was going, and the reason I'll shoot that 22 is just to slow them down. Now, I made him go alert there on purpose so that he would turn a bit so I could get a better shot. And he did exactly that, and I knew exactly where to place that shot from experience, and perfect. And he also went aggressive, which basically means that if you don't get a good hit, you can actually try and get a good hit on that second shot, a bit like I had to do with the Bighorn's max score Cape Buffalo in a previous video. But no issues making that shot, he went down fairly quickly. I knew that that would be single lung, and I was just hoping again that this guy wouldn't troll. No idea what the trophy ratings are for bison. I had just no idea. And looking across here, which is I always preach to look around, there's a max weight level 4 bison as well. So I thought that was kind of a good illustration of the point there to always make sure that you look around. I actually managed to run straight past this guy though whilst looking at that other one. but he looked really big on the ground, and I was really pleased that he was actually a diamond. Quite a good size one as well. He was a 231.70 when 221.10 is diamond. So a good bit over diamond, which is really, really nice. And they just look so good. I love the bison models with that chunky, thick neck and that really big, bulky head and those really big horns. You can really see a diamond when you actually see them. Now, this one's a little bit interesting. So that is a guaranteed Diamond Level 4 Gemsbok. Diamond 4 Gemsbok is 337, that is one I have memorised. But I decided, because I've got so many Diamond Gemsbok, I'd take a long shot. I was fairly confident on that shot, and she didn't start dropping. And I was like, what happened there? Did I clip the skull? Somehow, did she move at the last second? But she just wasn't losing health. Like, I was like, I can't understand it. She's running like she's wounded. I know I've hit her, but she wasn't losing health. And I was just thinking, what has happened there? Did I get the pen bug? Because if you don't know, the pen bug is something that's going on at the minute, especially with the 300, where sometimes you'll take a shot and the bullet just doesn't penetrate. And that's what happened on my Cape Buffalo in a previous video. And I was going to take a shot there as she was walking to try and get her down, because I'll be honest with you, my recording software covers the actual percentage. But I know when an animal's going down based off of its behaviour. And I knew she wasn't going down. And I was thinking, oh, will a 300 wounding kill her? And then she starts like trying to go over that hill, so I'm using the 22 to get her attention. And I was just thinking, I've got no choice at this point. I don't know how wounded she is, other than to try and get a long shot on her before she goes over that hill. But thankfully she did start turning and coming back. But for a minute there she looked like she was going to go clear over that hill and that I was going to have to go and track her. And that would have been disastrous. I never ever ever want to track a wounded animal in multiplayer. Ever. Multiplayer is just so finicky. You can get kicked at any moment by a player, you can get disconnected by whether it's your end or their end, just all kinds of bad stuff can happen. And so I just wanted to get her on the ground as quickly as possible because, like I said, she was a guaranteed diamond. I have many diamond Gemsbok females, like so many. I actually ran out of space for them in the main lodge. But actually looking at this now and seeing her at 25 to 50% health, this just makes, like, rewatching this makes my anxiety really bad. Because I don't like screwing up diamonds. I have a really kind of bad mentality on myself that if I screw up a diamond, that I kind of go into my head and, like, I'm not good, I shouldn't be shooting diamonds. And I always then have to go and specifically look for one to say, no, snap out of it, you can do this. Things happen and they go wrong, and they do. They go wrong all the time for everybody. You know, things happen. It's a game, things happen. But I'm just very hard on myself in all aspects. That's why I'm grinding for a second great one. I've seen people with more than one great one, and now I feel that I have to get that to be like considered okay at the game. And that's just my mindset on myself, which is very difficult when these kind of situations come up because I was like, oh my gosh, if I've messed her up, then I'm going to feel really bad. Because as well, if it's in multiplayer, if I mess up a diamond on someone's map and they're hosting, I feel really bad because I feel like I've taken that chance away from them and they probably would have done it better than me. But you're going to see here what actually happened. Look at this. That bullet didn't touch her. That first shot would have been perfect. I clearly saved her on the second shot there and she did make diamond. But look at that. It doesn't clip anything. It doesn't touch her skull. It doesn't touch the side of her head. It doesn't touch her ear. And it doesn't touch her shoulder. It's just ghosted. But that shot, you can see that would have gone straight into the lung. That was exactly the shot I wanted. And almost pretty similar shot on the second shot, just a slightly different angle. But that first shot should have been perfect. I can't even begin to explain what happened on that first shot. It's a really, really, really strange bug. I don't know if that's to do with the pen bug, but you can see for every angle that I didn't hit that. So now we're going to go into the second part of this video, which are clips from the past few days on my whitetail grind. All of those previous clips from multiplayer, like I said, were from earlier today, all within a few hours. I have been grinding the whitetail really hard, guys. I have shot so many whitetail. They're slowly driving me insane. I've had dreams about the Great One, finding him like 3 times in the past week. I'm obsessed with trying to find another great one. For reasons I have previously discussed, as I just said, I really, really want to find another one. Everything has been focused on grinding to try and get another one. I'm about 2,500 kills in after like 12 days, killing several hundred a day. But I managed to get 3 piebalds in one day. One was a doe, so I'm not going to bother to include that. One was that small buck, and one was this guy. Now, I saw him there in the dark, and I was like, you're a piebald, aren't you? You are. You're a piebald. Because I have only ever had the smallest piebald bucks, like that one in the previous clip. I've never, ever, ever had anything even half decent for piebald bucks. And then this guy. This guy walks out. Now, I purposely waited for him to walk out into the sun just so I could look at him, because that's my biggest piebald ever on any account. I've just had such bad luck with the piebalds. But I dropped him, and then I dropped the other buck, because whitetail grinding, the more down the better. But this buck is just some level of awesome. I am so happy. You may remember from previous video that I have a huddle mount of all piebalds as well as a huddle mount of all melanistics. So this guy will be going in that that huddle mount as a replacement for one of the smaller ones, because that just looks awesome. That is a proper whitetail buck. Proper size piebald whitetail buck. I was really ecstatic, and rares seem to be the most common rare. The piebald seems to be the most common rare for whitetail, but that was like gold dust to me. Now, I've had a lot of level 3s over the past couple of days, and I have actually, the total, I will get it now. I've had a lot of trolls as well, but a lot of level 3s spawning. So, for whitetail, I have had 8 diamonds, 6 trolls, and 8 rares in total so far on this grind. That is a lot of whitetail kills for those. I now have an all diamond whitetail room in my lodge. Apart from one very small plaque which I had to put a coyote on, but every plaque that can fit a whitetail has got a whitetail on it. Even the big plaques have a whitetail on it. So that's quite cool. I like that whitetail room. But I've had a lot of these level 3s. Now, with a level 3, whether it's a troll or a diamond, so a lot of them have been like this, what I'm paying attention to is the weight. I don't care that they troll at this point. I'm not disappointed when a level 3 trolls. I just not bothered. I've got so many diamond whitetail, I'm not bothered. What I'm interested in is the weight, because respawns apparently seem to work on a weight thing from all of the testing that's been done by various people, and if it does work on a weight thing, a good size level 3 like that is going to have a better chance of respawning as a great one than a little dinky little buck like that I just shot there. But that level 2 was quite big, this one here, and I wondered if this could be a level 2 diamond, and he was. I actually had 2 level 2 diamonds on this day. One was a 255, just over diamond, and this one was a 258.8. So, really nice size diamond, but it was just funny to me how so many of the level 3s that I was getting were trolling, but I had 2 level 2 diamonds. On this one day, I actually had 3 diamonds. So I had 1 level 2 that was actually at one of the lakes before that clip that I just recorded there. But I didn't expect it to be a diamond, didn't think it was big enough, and surely didn't hit record, and of course it was a diamond. And then I had that one that I just showed you, and then this guy at one of my zones, and I couldn't tell if he was going to make it, and he did at 256.50. So he's actually actually smaller than the level 2 diamond, which I find really, really interesting. But like I said, if the weight affects them, then I'm always happy to get a level 3, whether it's a troll or not. So yeah, that's the whitetail grinding, and that's been basically all the trophy hunting that I've done in the past few days. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed watching that. I'm going to try and do a bit more trophy hunting amongst the whitetail grinding, just for my own sanity. Stop staring at whitetail all day. But yeah, fingers crossed we might get something good to respawn from this whitetail grind. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you again soon. Bonus clip here at the end, because I completely forgot to add it. That's a legendary Cape Buffalo. I was talking about this at the start. This is why I like to claim things pretty quickly in multiplayer. I'm going to be quiet through most of this and just let you guys watch how this played out. But I spooked this legendary, and this was in a multiplayer, and it was only a small horns, it's a very small estimate. I'm about to shoot him. Can see that shot was good. He starts going down, and I'm pretty happy. I was like, okay, no pen bug to worry about. He's going down, and yeah, that's all I could hope for. But remember what I said earlier in the video that I completely forgot to add. So, like I said, this is me editing it afterwards and realising that this clip didn't get included, and then I forgot whilst I was rambling. I always go to rush to claim things in multiplayer for very good reason. As I had said in the Gamespot clip, you can get kicked and you can get disconnected. And I will never know what this buffalo would have scored, whether it was a troll or whether it was a diamond. Because you're going to see the absolute rip that happened, is that I was like almost there, almost able to claim him, the host disconnected and the whole multiplayer session disconnected. That doesn't normally happen, but it does happen sometimes. And sometimes that means lots of trophies if you're just unlucky enough for that to happen. So, thank you again for watching. Little bonus clip here for you guys at the end for you guys to laugh at. I can't, it's funny, like, it's funny. There's nothing else to say about it. Thank you again for watching. I'll see you again soon.